want more, you know, and
Exactly.
there's every times where like I be trying to like go back and stuff, you know, I might as well just go back and finish whatever I want to like the major and just get my fucking master.
Oh, yeah.
And just call it, you know, call it a day.
Oh yeah. Well, hey, I'm glad. The reason why I asked all this is because a bunch of that knowledge is available at Saylor.org. SAYLOR. This isn't a shill. This website is free. That's why I tell people about it. Because in this fucking Discord server, I don't know about other crypto Discord servers, are full of degens and assholes. In this crypto Discord server, I'm all about self-empowerment through knowledge and learning. And especially if that involves college grade knowledge that nobody had to fucking pay for, that's very important to me.
I mean, yeah, exactly. Knowledge is power. You know, you can't be somebody. You can't be somebody. I mean, there's different type of knowledge.
Oh yeah.
You know, there's different types. When you say intelligence, there's different types of intelligence. You know, like somebody, you might be really smart in some like category and everything, and then next you know you might find somebody that's so dumb, but they think of something that you're not even thinking about, and it's like whoa, like you know, it happens to every smart person, even with Elon Musk. Like he has something about a propeller, like some random YouTuber ended up just doing like, hey, like, you know, doing an interview and everything, and he tells Elon Musk, yo, like, why don't you just do this, like, the propeller this way? And he was like, oh shit, I didn't think about that. And like, you know, like, it's just like,
it's not Elon at all. I'm sorry.
There's actually, I could actually send you the video. There's actually a video of Elon Musk saying, oh wow, you like do this right. Why not do it this way?
Occasionally.
Yeah, like that's what I'm saying. Like even with Albert Einstein I believe Albert Einstein was the smartest man in the world. He literally created E equals MC2 squared, where that it can literally split in half. You know how crazy that is? Not a lot of people thought about that during that generation or that era. Like
during his time, the firmament was still a thing that people believed in.
Right, but it wasn't enough. You know, and literally Albert Einstein was enough to a point where he was the reason why we went to the moon. You know, he's the reason why we went to the moon, because if without that, you can't go to the moon. You know, so it's like, and like even now they have his brain in a jar, and it's very like, you know, because it's
in multiple jars. It's all over. It's all everywhere.
Because his mind was so like, it was out of the box. He was thinking out of the box, but he wasn't always right, because it was always a group project. He never did anything himself. He always had help from other people's thoughts, and you know, like I think that's how humans are.
Regardless of the sort of the amount of emphasis that we as a civilization put on individual team leaders who might have helped lead a team, like, oh yeah, they're gonna hold the trophy up, but you know, they were held up themselves by a team of people who probably would not go remembered. I do actually kind of agree on a certain aspect of that, which is that in this day and age, in the hyper-connected global society we got right now, it's infinitely more important that we try to act like fucking dignified beings and not like monkeys.
But we are monkeys.
That's not we should totally act like monkeys. We should just be self-realized monkeys.
We are part of the grade 8 family.
Like,
I mean,
honestly,
that's so crazy. Like we're 99.9% identical to a chimpanzee. You know how crazy that is? That 1% is a major difference. And like when I like saw that shit, my whole like mind was like, holy crap. You know, like that 1%. It like changes everything. Look at them. They're hairy. We're not hairy as them. We have thought of process. They have thought of process, but they're not. It's not very like very, how you say, it's not very like it's like exploratory. Like, you know, like we can think more than them. We can think about like they can, let's say if you go to a jungle and you see these chimpanzees, and you survive in the jungle for, let's say, a week. You're gonna build a house, you're gonna build a fire, you know, you're gonna try to hunt for your food or whatever, but you think about it, you think ahead. They probably, okay, you know, they're in the moment. Oh shit, I'm hungry, I gotta look for food. They're in the moment, I'm thirsty, I might as well just go look for water. So we already thought about that, you know, we're thinking of ahead.
Okay, so
Yeah, I'm here, but my game just suddenly froze up. I just see your character running in slow motion.
some species of animal, and of course monkeys and apes included, migrate seasonally and actually know when to go, where they've been, what good eats are, like where the good stands are, what time of day to be out for this thing. And I mean, they're very aware.
Oh yeah, I mean, it's like dolphins. Dolphins are the smartest animals, or mammals, my bad, mammals in the water. They have their own frequency. Every pod is different, so their frequency is very different. They communicate. They have their own language, and every pod is a different type of language. It's like if you put one dolphin that's part of another, like pod A, into pod B, it won't be able to communicate with pod B because, you know, it grew up in pod A. And I don't know, it's just very fascinating to me when it comes to animals as well, because, like,
Well, unfortunately, you guys want to box us up, but guess what? Humans aren't that boxable. We're quite fluidic in the way we slide into and out of cultural groups and distinctions. We change identities on a regular basis.
This is what I love about human beings. We learn how to adapt. Yeah, that's how we evolve. We adapt. Humans adapt in order to evolve. You know, whatever they have, whatever limited resources they have to work with, they try to work as best they can in order to adapt to the situation. There's something that I love is every problem comes with a solution, no matter what. That's something that that's like a motto that I always 10 toes I'll always stand for. For any problem in life that you go against, there's always a solution, no matter what. Even if you believe there's none, there's always a way. And that's something that I love about human beings. You know, like, fuck, think about the beginning of society. You know what I'm saying? Think about the first human being. Think about man caves. Like, people living in fucking caves. Like, what the fuck? There was 3 types of Homo sapiens. Bro. And look what happened. They created what's now the world. You know? And, like, it's just very, like, I don't know. It's
Remember when that crashed?
A long time coming, former LA Mayor Garcetti has been sworn in by Vice President Kamala Harris as the next U.S. ambassador to India. The ceremony was today in D.C. The Senate confirmed the nomination nearly 2 years after he was first nominated. Clear and windy in the valleys tonight, sunny tomorrow with highs in the 50s.
Or develop what you acknowledged, and it just keeps going and going and et cetera, you know? So it's just it's very like, I feel like
It doesn't keep going. We arbitrary decisions at certain moments in history on the whims of 1, 2, perhaps even no more than 3 whole people. And those decisions would shape not only the world in that moment, but the world for hundreds of years.
No, yeah. Have you ever seen the TV show The Flash?
Yeah.
So you know how we live in a 2D dimension. Believe it or not, we live in a 2D dimension. All right, I'm gonna show you. You guys might think like, what the fuck is this dude talking about? So in the Flash, right? The Flash has different types of timelines. All right. I believe there's different types of timelines for everyone in this Discord or in the VC.
Well, if you're talking about like alternate universe theory, okay,
Right.
you're getting into like metaphysics here a little bit.
Okay, a little bit. So,
Just a
no, no, no,
little bit.
a little bit. So, like, I'm gonna rebuttal off of what you said. So, you know, dude, you're absolutely correct. Where there's always a person that thinks he doesn't walk on the road. He will venture to the left, to the right, or he might think, wait, I might as well just go up, instead of just walking straight. So there's different types of. It's like a tree. That's how I see this. It's more of like a tree. You know how a tree spreads? It starts as a seed and ends up being a sap, or grows its roots and then ends up being a sap.
And see, here's the thing, though. You're very still much focused in this whole categorizing A or B, left or right, one or two. Why is it that human beings, when corralled and forced to make Sophie's choices between one or two, so often, many times, we are compelled not only to seek, but often enough find an option 3?
Because we're curious. That's the problem with humanity. It's a good thing. No, yeah.
The
It is.
problem.
It's a
I was
problem.
gonna say,
It's Listen. So you can search it up. So during the Cold War, America and the USR, right? They wanted they invested their money and everything into a project, a science project. They call it the Miracle Child. The reason why they call it the Miracle Child is because they believe that there's kids that can see the future. Deja vu or whatever. Believe it, search it up. It's actually true.
No. I know all about this. Everybody thought from about 1940 to 1960 that, hey, you know what? If we do a ton of research, we'll discover psychic powers.
But they did. That's the curiosity of human beings. Like, that's a good thing. That's a good thing. That's a good thing. And it ended up being in a dead end because it's like they ended up just fucking wasting so much money into this project that led to nothing. And that's what governments do.
We want to move to the next place over.
It's your government's job to spend a whole bunch of money.
Okay, I'm gonna go
I got you. I'm moving those two.
I'm gonna destroy your minds and your hearts.
Okay.
Killing
There
one
is
person.
only one reality.
Killing one person is as bad in scope of the space-time continuum as killing all but those necessary to propagate the species.
Wait, sorry, say that last part again.
Killing one person in the scope of space-time is as bad as killing every single person.
Captured Hitler.
The only thing that's worse than that is extincting the species.
Yeah, that's that. Yeah. Yeah, that's deep.
Isn't it a really deep fuck?
Yeah,
Statistics are dangerous.
Yeah. But it's just, I mean, like,
But think of the power of that statistic, though. Think of the power of knowing that even just one person killed is as bad as killing billions of people.
I mean, yeah,
Well, it brings a whole new level of thinking to what an atrocity is, if you think about it.
But it does make an atrocity a lot less
That's
severe.
what I mean. Well, it lowers the threshold for awful, I think. Which, the threshold for awful was already pretty low anyway. So,
I mean, you can go in the ultra callous direction and say that we put a flea bomb in a house that's infested with fleas, annihilate the entire set that lives there.
I feel like what you're saying is like a 50-50 thing, It's
you
like,
love 50-50s, bro.
yeah, it's literally like flipping a coin. You can get heads or tails. It's you leave that to chance.
No, never. And I've actually written something, and everybody's gonna get sick of me. Let me get the link.
Yeah, so many decisions
I mean,
in the world have been made with coin flips.
I mean, humanity. Like, think about it though. Like, it's called an inventions.
Here,
Like,
read that. I just pinged you in the voice chat. I wrote that. I
like
hope you understand what I'm trying to say.
inventions, bro. Like,
creation and being part of the cloth.
Sorry about that.
Here in Southern California.
There we go.
So tell us a little bit about the UC Boys and kind of what your experience has been and kind of your background and knowledge of that.
Yeah, so UC Boys, I think it's around 8 years old now, and they kind of reinvented the way people get their bagels on the weekend or just during the weekday. Like, you can only find them on Instagram, and they're food trucks essentially. And so they would plant themselves at different parts of the city and just kind of bring really cool bagels, good vibes, and kind of like a community instead of just going to like the OG places to get bagels. There's nothing wrong with that, but like, you know, you don't have to drive all the way across town to the Jewish neighborhoods.
Now everyone talk about that.
Yeah, everybody, it's all quiet. We got all quiet.
Everyone's all just like,
I'm just thinking that there's.
Websites, they tell you where they were going to be and how long on Instagram. And, you know, they had a couple trucks and then a couple of like 6 or
bear in
7,
mind,
and
this
now
is
you can
just
find
to
them
say
everywhere, and there's
any
several
one person as a grand witness of the general population, not for any circumstance that might warrant killing somebody.
They kind of feel like the
Yeah.
new way to go to temple. Like,
More so
instead of
talking
going
about
to
murder.
synagogue,
Yeah, I was gonna say because that's when we delve into the highly debatable place, which is the ethical nature, the ethical use of violence itself. Like, is there such a thing? Period.
There is. I can easily.
I heard the hesitation in your voice, my dear anarchist friend.
I mean, it's a hesitation because it's just something that we don't like to acknowledge.
Naturally, it's
There is a point in which we can say that somebody is a danger and will continue to be a danger, and there's nothing that we can really do to stop them from being a danger effectively other than kill them.
Rather than going to a shop. And it all kind of started
That
on
is
this bagel
as
community
reasonable
that
as I could.
LA kind of sprouted in different
Fine
parts of
for
the
that.
city, and now even New York is learning about it, and you're like, wow, we got some competition now.
We're talking like somebody who keeps escaping from Supermax and shit like that.
well, this is where things get even more interesting, I guess, in terms of the context of the debate. Oh, welcome back.
Wait, let me read what you just posted.
Yeah, because you're saying leave it up to chance. That's my argument against chance. I actually wrote something about this.
I mean, chance is 50-50. It's like the wheel.
Not always. No, sometimes it's
You're right.
weighted by the choices and the decisions that you make, and you might not even realize it until you really think about it.
No, you're absolutely right about that.
And that's why I wrote that piece, because there's a lot of guys out there on the internet trying to sell a lot of folks, especially a lot of young folks who might be between decent jobs, for example, what I would call a bad bill of goods. And this is my answer to the bad bill of goods.
I mean, then we're thinking. Then we're thinking about like self-greed. You know, if you're a business owner, you're gonna try to convince the person that doesn't know nothing about business, know nothing about nothing, and just knows literally how to work. You know, that's why when you look for a job or anything, you know, it's not about having. It's literally, that's how I see it. It's not about your experience in jobs or whatever. It's about your skills. You know, like they're gonna pay you if you believe that you're worth something. They're gonna have to pay you. They're gonna have to pay you of your skills.
You just said it's not about your experience; it's about your skills. But what if my experience is what gave me my skills?
I mean, yeah, exactly. But listen though. Listen, would you rather have? Listen, would you rather, like, let's say you're a CEO of some random company, right? Would you rather have somebody that got the bachelor's on the whatever business you're focusing in or investing, or would you have somebody that has, let's say, about 5 years of the experience and you know, and
honestly, it would depend. it would depend on the job, well, like the company, the job, the position.
Right, but I'm just saying,
The
like,
applicants.
So
Hey.
let's say an example, right? Let's say computer science, cybersecurity, an example, right? Whatever. We can start right there because that's the most simplest shit that I can think of right now. Cybersecurity, right? Would you rather have somebody that has a bachelor's in cybersecurity or somebody that has a certificate, but they have, let's say, roughly 6 years of experience in cybersecurity? They both done tournaments or whatever, but everything, like otherwise, would you get this person that went to college and they got their fucking bachelor's, or would you get that person that only probably just literally has no experience in the job, knows nothing about the job and how it works? They just know how to like do programming or whatever. Or would you have somebody that has 5 years of experience and they actually have absolute knowledge of what the fuck the job is about, and they actually invested their time and did what they had to do in order to actually get to the point where they're at now. Would you get the person that went to college and they got their fucking bachelor's, or would you get the person that
Okay, when we load it this hard, I mean, what do you expect me to
Experience
say?
up to date on their certifications.
I mean, yeah, they could get it the same thing, whatever. I mean, think about it. If you get a degree, the degree will stick for you until you die. Am I right?
No,
Not always. Like Trippy and Rambo and I mean, will tell you like not all degrees or like people who get them even are created equal. Like there could be one guy who let's just stick to what we are around here. There could be one guy who gets a computer science degree, right? Who becomes a brilliant founder of a technology startup, right? Could be another guy who gets a computer science degree and decides, you know what, I don't want to be a 9-to-5 code monkey. Maybe that's a little too stressful. Maybe I'd rather do something else.
Okay, so
Something that's less stressful.
Okay, now we're going to the aspects of okay. So now we're gonna have to dumb it. We're gonna have to dumb it like we're gonna have to dumb it down, because now we're going to the aspect of somebody wasting their time and ended up. It's like being a fucking astrology. It's like, actually, we'll take it back. Listen, it's like going to college for communications. Like, what the fuck?
What if I am an astronomer who goes, what if I'm a person who goes to school for astronomy,
Right?
and I am instead deciding, oh, well, I'm going to be a poet, and most of my poetry is about astronomy.
Yeah. Okay, but I see that, but you don't have to go to college to be a poet.
No, but you could be a
No, he
better
didn't.
poet.
But he loved the stars, and his passion for the stars informed his creative work. So you can actually make a strong argument that the guy's poetry couldn't really exist without the education.
Okay, yeah, you're right about in that aspect. You're absolutely right, but we're not thinking about. It's more about, is that gonna help you in the long run? Is that gonna financially stabilize you for your life and your future?
Your education, depending on what it is and what you're that good at doing and passionate about, can stabilize you. You can use it as leverage to propel you into another tax bracket in some cases.
Doesn't teach you about money.
But it doesn't teach you about money. I never said it taught you about money.
Education teaches you about the profession, right?
Yeah. Well, it teaches you information about specific disciplines that you wish.
I mean, technically, yes. You're going to go to college because you want to be somebody's bitch. Let's be honest. Because you're gonna look for a job, right? You start from the bottom. You don't start from, okay, once you get a call. It's like being an entrepreneur. You don't fucking come out fucking owning a business out of college. No, you don't. You have to start from the bottom. Once you come out of college, because you fucking invested your time in learning what an entrepreneur does and how whatever they do, whatever, etc. You're not gonna fucking come out with fucking 10 grand to start your own business. They're not gonna fucking hand you 10 grand.
That's a real trick to it. That's really the trick to it. You can't go to school to be an entrepreneur. There is no major for it.
No,
There's no college course for the boss.
You can get a master in business administration, but that doesn't come close enough. That doesn't come close enough. Like my buddy, who's probably going to play the division with my other buddies here in a minute, he is an actual like business owner in the context of owning several different actual retail stores and businesses. And he did that like straight out of college, basically. And he, for startup capital, he leaned on friends and family.
There we go. That's, so when it comes to that, I feel like that's more of it's more of networking. You know, when you go to college, you network. You don't go to college just to fucking learn your profession or whatever you want to be. You know, your career.
Depends on who you are. Some people were encouraged to get into college because of their amazing athletic skills.
Right.
And
But they network.
but they go to a course. They go to a course that inspires them and changes their path. But it doesn't affect their athletic abilities. It just affects their personal passions. And my personal favorite example of this, and you're gonna love this. There was a guy in the 1980s who had a bunch of buddies, and his name was Greg Graffin. Now, Greg and his friends loved playing really heavy metal, kind of thrash punk rock metal kind of music, but they didn't really like get a ton of traction with this kind of music in the early 80s for a lot of reasons. It would get cool later. But before all of that happened, they were having trouble getting work and gigs. And because their parents were all well-to-do, most of them went to college. And as a result, they discovered some subjects that they were all incredibly passionate about. And Greg's passion was evolution and microbiology. He loved science and biology. So, as I understand it, Greg stayed in academia. He stayed a biology professor, and he was a professor of biology, last I checked, at UCLA. In his spare time, he continues to play guitar for a little band somebody might have heard of called Bad Religion. And Bad Religion and the money they made in the late 80s also enabled him to form a record company that was a huge booster for a lot of starter artists.
Okay, that's actually.
And if you look him up, you will notice that he is not just Greg Graffin, the fucking badass singer of Bad Religion. He is Dr. Gregory Walter Graffin, PhD. Thank you very much, because he is an evolutionary biologist and the lead vocalist of Bad Religion.
Damn.
Meanwhile,
So he turned something that he loved, which is the hobby, right? Remember, I mean, think about it. Like
he combined it. He combined it, and they inform each other. There's early songs by Bad Religion where you hear him talking about microorganisms evolving and becoming into mankind, which obviously he and his buddies are hanging out, and they are writing music while he is studying to be a PhD microbiologist.
Yeah, so he turned a hobby, right? This is the craziest. That's literally
This guitar player founded Epitaph.
That's so crazy.
Epitaph Records.
I love what you just said, bro.
Type Epitaph Records in, and you'll be like, holy shit, I know so many of these. I've heard of at least a few of these motherfuckers. Like, goddamn.
No,
if you've heard of even a few motherfuckers from the record label, then it's like, goddamn.
So it started with something he loved that he was passionate about, which is music. Music is something that everybody in the world is passionate about. You know, that's something. I feel like music is a language. You know,
their music wasn't like super popular, so they had to get day jobs.
That doesn't matter though. He just loved music in general. That's not a hobby. That's something that everyone loves. It's a human nature. I believe it's human nature where music it's been with everybody since the
there
beginning.
are some people, brother, who do not love music. I can tell you that.
No, they don't like it. it doesn't have to be with lyrics. It could be instrumental because music is universal. It's a language. It's like Latin.
Well, I like
Latin
to think
is
so,
universal.
but
Latin is, even though Latin is a dead language, everybody speaks it. Even if you don't speak Latin, you're speaking Latin because Latin is the root of pretty much majority of the language of the world.
well, except for the Greek part. And then the Arab part. And then the Chinese part.
Asian section of the
I
world.
was just gonna say. Then we got to the Chinese, Japanese part, and then we're
But we're talking about music. We're not talking about actually speaking in the language. You're listening to it. It's like look, you play an instrument, right? Let's say
if we're talking about music, then I'm going to double down on all of the contributions of those various cultures.
Okay. Yeah, so music is a language that you hear. It's not something that you speak because music, you can't speak music. You know, you can make sounds out of your mouth.
You can speak it, you can play it, you can sing it. There are a number of things you can do musically.
So music is universal, right? So he made something that's universal, and he
music was universal
into his profession.
If music was a universal, then why is one person's thrash metal another person's nighttime sleepy music?
Because it's universal.
No. That's not an answer to my question. I asked, why is one person's thrash metal, as in, like, I hate that, it's terrible, it's fucking noise, it's awful, turn it off, is another person, it relaxes me and soothes me.
It's because everyone has different types of music. Like, how can I explain it? It's like, okay, let's say an example, right? You like heavy
Some
rock.
people
You
like
heavy rock.
all types of music, though, and then some people are like, whoa, I'm hyper picky.
We're talking about music in general. It's all of music. It's the whole category into one vocal. You know, you could think about, okay, yes, a human has their own likes and dislikes. That's normal. You know, like you might end up not liking rap, you know, and then fucking Rambo likes rap. Fucking, I don't like rap. I like EDM, and you like EDM. Fuck, Rambo doesn't like EDM, but he likes fucking jazz. Fucking, you like jazz. I don't fucking like music as a whole. I'm not talking about music as, let me cut a piece of that cake and then let me cut a piece of that other side of the cake.
Well, I'm just saying that there is a huge difference between Beethoven and Robin.
No, you're adding to rock.
Oh yeah, from Bad Religion. Yeah.
Greg really
They
loved
were into
rock.
punk rock. That was their thing.
He was really into that. So he adapted what he loved passionately into his hobby, which his hobby is the profession that he was majoring in. He did it, right? But he still loved music because music, I feel like music is internal and external. No matter what, even if you're another species, and you listen to what type of music, because really, like, I don't know how to explain it. It's just very, like, it's not vague or anything. It's very, like, it's outside the box. It's very, like, outside. It's like double outside the box. Because music is something that you can hear. Let's say you go to another country, right? And you hear somebody playing whatever instrument they're playing and you actually like the tune. It's not because, you just fucking went there and you like one type of fucking genre. No, you're actually like listening to the person play the instrument and you're enjoying it because it gives you it's a stress reliever. That's how I see it. You know, when something's a stress reliever to a human being, they're gonna use it as therapy, and they're gonna actually like, okay, I like this, and they're gonna feel relaxed, even if they don't like it. Because, everybody has their own opinions or whatever. But at the end of the day,
You know it, brother.
But at the end of the day, like, I'm not talking about category. I'm not categorizing the type of fucking genres. I'm talking about as a one in a whole, as something that's just one, and he used that. So he used that, and he literally combined that into his profession, where his hobby was, bro, I actually like fucking science. Like I really like science, and science is something that you have to learn, and not everybody
And of
likes
course, in this particular guy's point of view, I kind of enjoy using him as an example because he was radically atheistic, hence the name Bad Religion. He literally thinks all religion is kind of bad and hung out with a lot of anarchist guys. So.
Yeah, I mean, he's absolutely right, though. Every religion is biased. People are very ignorant. It's human nature. Human nature is being stubborn, which is absolutely fine. People, that's how people are. Even people that are important in the world and fucking have so much power and they can fucking change the world and fucking destroy the world. Everybody, they're just fucking ignorant and stubborn, which is, it's fine. I mean, that's human nature, and nobody can fucking say no to you because you will be like, no, you're wrong, and it's fine. It's their own opinions and their own perspectives, and that's how the world is when it comes to human beings. But at the end of the day, they have to understand, understanding is growth, and a lot of people don't understand it, but eventually, they'll be. It's like Hitler.
Understanding requires empathy. You have to consider someone else human or worthy of consideration first. Before you can achieve that. If you don't have empathy, you are fucked. You're not capable of imagining what the other guy's going through.
Who's a perfect example of what you just said? The Mongol named Genghis Khan or some shit, Genghis Khan?
Or Chinggis, depending on who you're talking about.
No, I'm talking about the first emperor named Genghis Khan. He was the main character in the Mongolian Empire. You know what he did?
The main character in the
Yeah.
That's a great way to put that.
I mean, believe it or not, he was actually the one that created the Silk Road again. He didn't care what religion you were, what ethnicity you were. He said, you're going to fight in my army.
They did care. They practiced a religion called Tengri.
What's his name? Hassan. I was actually looking at a video at this on YouTube, believe it or not. There was this dude named Hassan Sabi. He was in a...
I know who Hassanabi is.
Okay.
I know all about Hassanabi.
He was, he had an assassin organization or whatever, and then he was fucking popular. He was popular for assassinating his opponents or whatever. So the Mongolians did not like him. The Mongolians did not like his practices. They didn't like his religion or whatever. But that's not the point. The point I'm trying to literally put out is somebody can literally say, I don't care what religion are you? If you're black, yellow, white, blue, whatever. If you go in my army and you're gonna fight for what I want, then you're gonna have to fucking fight. And they joined, and everybody it was very.
Yeah. You want to know who also was like that? The Romans. You want to know who was also like that?
Oh yeah, the Romans. Yeah,
shit.
You want to
know who was also like that?
Yeah, I mean, believe
lots and lots of other kingdoms and nations and empires that needed soldiers.
Okay, exactly. Because they use them as pawns. Soldiers are pawns. It's like that's why they say life is like chess. It's not checkers. Life is not checkers because you're not going to go on top of your opponent and step your opponent because that's not how it works. Life is not stepping on people. Life is literally working your life out.
And you want
strategizing.
Yes, and the number one rule is if you come as the king, then you best not miss.
There you go. You get that bullseye right on target. So that's what I'm saying. It's like
that's why you buy Bitcoin, brother.
Yeah, you have to be right. I mean, you bought Bitcoin?
Well, but yeah, this is the Wolves of Wall Street. I would certainly hope that as an admin that I would have some Bitcoin.
But I can't buy Bitcoin. I mean, I bought Bitcoin, but I don't got a full Bitcoin because that shit's like it's out of my fucking wallet.
Hold on. You don't have 1.0 Bitcoins, but if you have any Bitcoin, you have full Bitcoin.
I'll take
One
it.
Satoshi is one full Bitcoin.
I take your word for it. Yes, I'm trying to get at least one Bitcoin, you know, because it'll go up. I mean, one Bitcoin goes up. I mean, it will fall down eventually and then it'll come up, but it's just a gamble. You know, you're gambling that money and whatever happens. You don't, that money, you just don't have to give a shit. You know, money comes and goes. That's how money is. Money is not fucking something that you can touch, because I don't think money is something that you can touch. I feel like money is something that humanity invented, where fucking humans can evolve around and fucking say, shit, I'd rather fucking get motivated and make this amount of money, you know, because money is a materialized thing, or it's imaginary. It's something that it's like gold, you know, like every country has a certain amount of gold, and that's how much their currency is worth, believe it or not. That's how the economy works in this world. So it's just it's something that it's something that people express and say, oh fuck, gold is fucking great. Gold is fucking, it's the best thing you can get. You can fucking use it in fucking creating a rocket ship or a propeller, because it's a fucking thing that you can use for circuits. It's like gold is fucking is everything. In reality, it's just a material, you know. You can make gold swords, gold armor, gold whatever, but at the end of the day, it's something that you can't physically actually value, because in real life,
Actually, very important in the tech industry.
That's what I mean, yeah, you can, okay, it's something important, but is it worth a lot?
Yes.
Would you die with it?
Yes.
No, you won't. You could literally. This is how I
Well, it
see it.
depends on you, I guess, right?
Well, I'm not gonna say like I love gold. The fuck? I'm not gonna say gold is worthless, but I'm more of like, am I gonna take something with me? If I die in a gold casket, am I gonna fucking take that casket of fucking gold with me? No, I'm not. You know, I'm gonna end up being
with the power of cryptocurrency, you can burn your private keys and king tut your money in a digital tomb. That is absolutely a thing you can do now.
Oh no, yeah.
Crypto gives you the ability to lock your money down and away forever.
Yeah, I heard of that.
No one can get your money.
I heard of that, and I heard about people losing their fucking keys, bro. I heard about that, and I heard about losing keys. I heard about people losing fucking 38 million, not dollars,
Millions.
crypto.
Yeah, millions.
You know, and
Many
they can't do
millions.
anything about it. And it's
Many
gone forever. It's just,
That's right.
but it's just 1 and 0. It's not. That's what I'm saying. Like the value is.
Well,
It's
so is
made.
your dollar, though.
That's what I'm
Your
saying.
dollar is nothing but ones and zeros.
The value is made up. Believe it or not, it's made up. Because let's say this is an example, right?
Well, as an anthropologist, you can't have a value exchange without a medium by which to measure the value.
There we go.
If you have no alternative other than violence and anarchy to value exchange, I mean, what do you got?
What's the opposite? So the medium is the middle. What's the opposite of it's like the negative? That's the terminology for that bitch. Fuck. What is it? Because I know there's a medium. The medium is like the balance, and then there's fuck, bro.
When we're talking about commerce, different terms and like descriptions that we can use, I'll try to use real simple language just to keep it real simple. You've got a number of different ways that throughout society we have measured value exchange. We have often done it in cattle or livestock, heads of livestock, because they are easy to move and they don't really need refrigeration if you don't kill them until it's time to eat. So, yeah.
How about the first true commodity? Or first true currency?
We're talking about people.
I'm trying to.
Currency?
Oh, the first true currency?
It was gold. No, it was actually not gold. It was silver.
No, silver. It wasn't a metal.
It was not a metal.
Was
And
it?
it was wood.
Does it go
was
back
wood.
to? Does it go back to the world's oldest profession, which is prostitution?
Oh,
What's
people.
that?
People labor. It was labor.
It's the
Oh,
first
no.
currency.
No.
Fuck, you're right. It was pussy.
Salt. It must be
Oh
pussy.
yeah, you're right. It was spices. It was the spices. Yeah.
Specifically salt, because you couldn't like kill meats and do a whole bunch
Salt,
of things with
yeah,
salt.
salt is a preservative.
Salt was
is
survival.
used to, yeah, if you have salt, then you can preserve your food, you can make pemmican, and that means you can survive.
Not to mention electrolytes.
Like, yeah, exactly. You're absolutely right. Sodium.
But yeah, salt used to be, that's where the that whole, where was your salt comes from. All those salt references in our economic system.
So what's the okay? So moderate. There's moderate, right? And then there's left and right. What would be the left?
Oh, okay. Well, we're not talking about the sort of that's what we would call the partisan modern description of the American political system. Not all ideas need
But I'm
to be
saying
divided up
the
that way.
medium. The medium is the moderate, right? But there's always so it'll be a positive and a negative, and then right in the middle will be the medium.
Not always, no. You would call that neutral or
Actually,
null or
here's-
zero.
Here's an interesting factoid that I was going to add in there, but it took me a second to find it. The Latin term salarium is where we get the term salary from. And salarium means salt money.
So everything.
Yeah,
That's crazy. So that means,
true.
hey, look at that. Everything ended up rooting from lead. But I'm just saying, like, that's crazy though. Like, salt. I mean, it makes sense, like, because what's the thing that human cannot live without? Besides
all sorts of things.
Besides water. No. I mean, okay, you can live out with fucking pussy, but like I'm thinking
Yes,
about.
you can.
I'm thinking
Is it
about.
really living
You can make it.
Just listen. We're thinking about in general. Like we're thinking about in general. What does a human need? Even if you have pussy, like what does a pussy need? Like think about it. Like what does a human?
Eventually, you gotta cold water wash that shit, otherwise it gets funky.
It needs a human sapien needs fucking food, water, and of course sunlight. Right? That's the three big things that a Homo sapien need in order to fucking live. Believe it or not. So,
Show me some like middle-aged housewife to come by and talk nicely to them.
okay, but the most important thing is food. Like you can live without water. I think it's like probably like a week, 2 weeks maybe. But with food, you actually need it after the fourth day. Yeah, you need food. And it makes sense where everything started with salt.
You'll actually die from lack of water before food.
What?
You'll actually die from lack of water before you die of lack of food.
Yes, you can go much longer without food than you can without water.
For real?
Yes.
What about oxygen?
Oh my god, bro! Now you're thinking about like,
You can go minutes without oxygen.
yeah.
There's some kind of like phrase you can go 2 minutes without air, 2 hours unprotected in the cold, 2 days without water, and I believe 2 months without food.
If you built up, you can definitely do 2 months without food.
Exactly.
Looking at me, I probably wouldn't make it 30 days, but I'm a skinny fuck.
It also depends on your metabolic rate.
Yes,
it
You can
also
actually be very
does.
skinny but have zero weight fluctuation. Like I don't have the ability to gain like fat. I have to eat thousands and thousands more calories than I should. But if I go out and just don't eat for a while, my weight still doesn't fluctuate much. I don't drop much weight at all.
Yeah, you know what that sounds like? That sounds like first world problems.
No, it actually, it sounds like I'm very well attuned for the third world. Yeah,
You're practicing.
but we do try to alleviate some. We try to alleviate some third world problems.
You know, man, I'm the original prepper.
You are one of them, brother.
I'm the original prepper. I'm waiting for it. It's gonna happen, and everyone's gonna be like, "I'm not." You're like, bitches.
That's crazy.
You are definitely one of the original preppers, Chief.
Damn. So without water, you can't fucking survive.
Not long, no. Couple days.
You'd be
max.
surprised. That, no, I mean, you could recycle your own water for a little
I mean,
while. So, like, if you go into the water, you can drink your own urine for a little bit extra time.
What's that? Crazy. You know, what's it called? Man versus Wild. I think there was. Yeah, I think it was Man versus Wild on Discovery Channel. The guy drinks his own pee.
Yeah.
You know, everything was actually fake. It wasn't.
I'm sure there's some things that were technically real, but
I mean, yeah, but
they
like-
set it all up for him so he's not in danger.
And stuff like that. Yeah. It was just kind of fucking crazy because
I don't want to capture the guy dying.
I mean, that'd be crazy too. But there is this. No, you're actually absolutely right. There's this other one that's called Naked versus Wild, where like there'll be two people, there'll be like a couple, a male and a female, and they'll be naked, and they'll have to start.
They just want to show naked people.
That's not I think. I believe they just want to
It's a good
see.
business model.
I think they just want to see vagina and ads and titties. Yeah, you know, it was kind of crazy. Like, I don't know, man. I feel like this world eventually, like, if society ends up falling apart or America ends up collapsing, which hopefully it won't happen when I'm alive. I hope it happens when I'm not alive. You know,
I mean,
I
is
don't
it really that big of a loss? We are highly evolved, like mentally evolved apes that still can't stop thinking about tits and ass.
It's gonna be worse than the Great Depression, and it's gonna be worse than that. It's gonna be literally probably quadruple worse than that. Money ain't gonna be worth shit, so it's not gonna be about money. It's literally gonna be about surviving. You know, it's literally you look at somebody that is walking down the road, you're gonna kill that person in order to see what the fuck they have.
Why would you kill a person just to take what they have? What the fuck?
They can have food.
Why not just recruit them?
Yeah, you can
Run
have
a
way more
for
use.
you.
Way more use of their labor.
I mean, yeah, you can do that. I mean, that's perfectly fine. But at the same time, I mean, human nature, there's greed. Greed is part of human nature, and there will always be that one person in your group that's gonna try to, you know, take advantage of everybody in your group and try to, you know, backstab, probably steal whatever you have and run back.
That's why we sent the Australia.
But then you kill them and then you serve them up to the whole group, and then the whole group benefits from their demise.
That's what I'm saying. So you just rather, you know,
Just recycle that wasted material.
it's very weird. I feel like when it comes to humanity and surviving, and it's because, you know, as human beings, we're animals. You know, we're domestic in a way. We're not. We might think we're not, but we are.
We're self-domesticated.
Yeah.
If you think about it, like I've told people before, they're like, "Oh, you're gonna eat bugs if they want me to eat bugs," and I'm like, "No, I will eat them before I will eat bugs."
I mean, yeah, believe it or not, human beings are carnivores.
I will ape the fuck out and eat their faces before I'm gonna eat bugs.
I believe that. You know, I feel like apex predators. We're technically apex predators, but the only difference between us and actual apex predators is that we can think. You know,
The reason, because we can think, is why we're apex predators.
I mean,
We wouldn't be low on the food chain. if we couldn't produce
Our minds apex predators, but our physical body isn't. You know what I mean? So it's like, look at an orca, right? You look at an orca, and an orca can actually eat itself. Like, what I mean by that, not itself, like itself. What I mean by itself, I mean its own species. Human beings, like if you look at the Vietnam War, Vietnamese actually ate their prisoners, you know, in order to fucking survive and shit. That's how I see things. I feel like we, in general, as human beings, war is a great example of an domestic animal, because you don't know nothing that's gonna happen, and anything that can happen just happens. You know,
I have to somewhat like frame a little bit that the last part about Vietnam, because like I mean we're talking about an industrious farm people who had no shortage of food. In fact, we were carpet bombing the forests and stuff to try to make sure that we killed off all their food resources and all their hiding places. The stories that we hear come out of Vietnam are heavily tainted. I wouldn't doubt that there's some cannibalism that happened, but I also would not like say that was any sort of commonality together. Or they didn't poke people with sticks up.
Okay, so that okay. Yes, it wasn't the norm. Actually, let me tell you another one. There was this tribe. Fuck, what was the tribe called? It was in Africa. They actually were cannibalism. They actually ate other tribes.
We have some here in America too. I might actually be descended from one of those tribes, which might explain why I don't have really that many qualms with eating a person if I did.
I forgot what the tribe was, man. Fuck. But they ate their own people. They ate their own people, but they ate other people.
And it's actually a very common tribal thing, especially warring tribes. When you go to war with an enemy, your captives, you put sacrifice on it. Sometimes it's cannibalism.
It's kind of crazy. That they, you know, like why? You know.
Well, if you think about it, the people doing that are the same as the dumb shit majority population of today. That's all the dumb shit. That's the stupid people. People in large number. So that exists in tribal culture too. You know, the majority of people in tribal culture are stupid.
I'm just very amazed. You know, that's all I'm saying. It's just, I feel like humans in general, like we can become more than just humans. You know, like I feel like even now, like you can get a prosthetic fucking leg, prosthetic arm, and shit. You get something that actually moves, and you can like literally pick up your cup without even your arm being like you have no arm or nothing. It's literally just a robot hand and shit. But it's like, you know, it's so fucking crazy to me where like
The robot hand.
I mean, yeah, like you can literally like your nerves, your like what's it, Nero Link or whatever it's called, like, bro, like.
Well, think about why you would buy a sports car. I mean, why anybody would buy a sports car.
I mean, you buy it because you're so intrigued into the fucking fast life, you know, or like get in that car,
you want to have the ability to go fast. It's not because you're going to go fast. It's not. You might never go fast.
No,
the ability to go fast.
It's not because you want to go fast, but as soon as you sit down in a fast car, you're gonna have adrenaline going through your body.
That's not the point that I'm getting across to. The point that I'm getting across to is you buy the sports car because it can go fast. You buy it for its potential. So evolution has selected us to have more potential than we would need on our average everyday basis. When you reach a scenario in which you are pitted with a set of decisions that need to be made on very quick order, and the outcome is life or death, you need the fastest computer possible on your shoulders to get you through that situation. And so we have this capacity, all of us have a capacity to reason beyond our common mode. and we don't always utilize it because, frankly, it would probably drain us immensely. If you ever think about whenever you go through a seriously stressful situation, how drained and tired you feel, that's because your brain is drawing energy way beyond its norm.
Right. I mean, you're absolutely right. I mean, that's when generations come. You know, you get new generations. They think smarter than you. Like every generation that comes, like even now, like you might think you're the smartest man, but the next generation is gonna be smarter than you. You know, by half.
Yeah, I lucked out there. I'll probably be pretty smart.
Generations are getting dumber.
They are. I don't know what I wanted to say here. These statistics are, man, the IQ number has dropped for the current generation.
Listen.
First time in American history.
So your majority of people, you might think the majority of people are dumb, but there's always a percentage of small amount of people that actually are smarter by half, and they're gonna keep getting smarter once they start growing, and then next, you know, they have the new generation.
Yeah, we had a Star Trek episode about this with like the monkey people.
Yeah,
and,
it's like
the crazy caveman people.
Exactly. It's like processors, you know, like eventually a processor will get outdated and there'll be a new. Have you ever seen the movie Cars? Like it's literally just like that. I mean, remember Lightning McQueen? He was the fast and
Life according to Cars.
I appreciate the analogy.
You know what I'm saying? So, like that's how it is. Like it's like even with like planes and shit, and like that's literally an example.
Hey, that was a movie too.
Like even like think about it. Like you look at a caveman is learning and is adapting in the environment, and he's trying to.
Caveman doesn't need to know more than it already knows.
Yeah, there we go. Because it already adapted in its life. Whatever the life that caveman was living, it adapted. It hunted its food and whatever.
And I'm pretty sure if I 1v1 with that caveman, he'd rip me to shreds.
Oh yeah, for sure, because that caveman might be muscular as a motherfucker, and he's fucking crazy, or she's fucking crazy, because you know what I'm saying, that's how fucking they're wild as motherfucker. You know,
they were for their size. Like they were smaller than we are now.
They had, I feel like they had more testosterone than us.
What were you gonna say?
They had higher voices than us.
Oh, they did if they had more tests than us. No, to fight crazier than us is, I mean, you know, you're talking about like just general like fighting ability and fight or flight response.
I'd say feral ability.
Come on,
feral. Yeah, I'm with you there.
Think about it, bro. If you're gonna go,
that kind of crazy.
Think
Like,
about it. If you're gonna physically go
you
against,
spun out.
Like, if you've ever wrestled with like.
having this conversation through fucking Discord.
If you've ever wrestled with a person with a autistic adult, then you know what feral strength is. Because like autistic people, when they have their episode and they're like full bore freak out mode, they are the strongest motherfucking human you've ever met. It's like not a joke.
I feel like it's because they use their potential.
Yeah, no, they actually hurt themselves in the process of fighting you.
That's
one of the reasons you have to stop them is because they'll tear their muscles.
Yeah, because the adrenaline kicks in. I feel like that's human nature. Like even you, like let's say you get mad, bro, you go rage. Like you're literally you get fucking hit. You can get hit left and right.
I don't know if I'd call it human nature.
It is though. Adrenaline, like it's human nature because since the beginning of humanity, we were fucking born to fight, to survive. Like survival was something
that's everything on this planet, man.
Bro, we're not thinking. Okay, yeah, exactly. It could be fucking animals, you know.
Natural nature, not human nature. I guess.
Okay, yeah. Now we can. But we're talking about
nature.
Yeah, we're talking about human in general. But yeah, if you want to like, you know, say
everything fights.
Everything fights. Yeah, you know what I'm saying. Like even a fish will fight. You know, like come on now. But when it comes to like human beings, like we're born to, you know, any animal is born to survive. You know, they have to have adrenaline in order to survive. Because if they don't have adrenaline, you literally can't survive. You'll be the person that nobody wants. You'll be weak in the group or a weak individual in general. And you know, you need something to boost the blood flow, and you need something to like make you feel like you're the man, or make you feel like you're the fucking shit, you know. And which is perfectly fine because that's literally all about competitivity and then progressing and developing and becoming something more than the previous. I feel like that's human nature, because as a man, you want to be better than your peers, which is normal. You can't lie.
Well, hold on. It's a good question. How do you reconcile that, though, with like the changing culture of today? With these, I guess we would say, women who are so militantly against that idea. Like, obviously, this is the way. This is sort of the traditionalist sort of idea that the man's got to be strong and earn the resources and stuff. Like if these
I feel like
Orgasmo answered this.
I feel like this generation.
Orgasmo did answer this, but
hey, I'm just gonna let you. I'm just gonna let you guys know this generation is very it's very complicated. This generation is now more of like a woman wants to be like men.
Which culture?
Well, hold on. Yeah. You're ignoring the culture.
Where we all live, bro.
Yeah. But the nature of all civilization is that we don't need, but by the nature of technology, humans, and we've engineered a need to kind of find new holes.
Well, we just abstracted away,
We've built technology that eliminates most of the jobs that a woman had to fulfill in order to take care of the household and children. And as such, she would just be sitting around all day.
Well, yeah, but we've also abstracted away the male protective role and
And I said this generation is very
That sounds
complicated.
like a fun debate,
Oh yeah, no, this was fun.
It's just this generation, women want equality, right? You cannot deny that.
Hold on, they don't want it. They have it.
Okay, they have it.
See, I even think that most women are fine with the level of just what is offered, and what is being pushed is actually being pushed more for political means at this point.
Right.
I love that. That's funny. Women have equality, but what they need is more equality.
It's more equal than ever.
It's
Two times equal.
Yeah, it's really, yeah, exactly.
200%.
It's because
Twice as equal as you, damn it.
no, they don't understand that it's never gonna happen because of. I'm not trying to be sexist, you know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to be sexist or nothing, because there's men created the world. Believe it or not.
Well, human civilization.
That's what the whole idea of abstracting away all these infrastructure.
No, yeah, right.
That was done mostly by dudes, but there's definitely arguments.
Well, hold on.
Yeah, right. You're absolutely
The men who quote unquote built civilization revered women for a reason.
right. Okay. Yeah, absolutely right. Yes, you're correct. But I'm saying in general, where
I was gonna say, articulate the reason. I think that's important.
yeah. So okay.
Can you hold on? I want to hear Rambo elaborate on that. Actually, can we elaborate on the reason that men revered women?
Because women are necessary for the survival of
the lion. Yes.
Well, I get what you mean, in terms of.
I guess you need at least one.
Yeah. Not just one. You gotta have a couple to fend off the lions.
I don't know, man. Jose out there, man, that guy could fire off 10 in an evening.
Well, for sure, but he can't protect all of his offspring.
Jose Horsecock runs like the
Yo, I like you guys. You guys actually you guys are very open,
Hey, this is the Wolves of Wall Street. It should be an open place where people can have open conversations from around the world and discuss very nuanced, very complex ideas.
It's the Wolves of Wall Street. Wall Street is like shit points. We all have to believe stupid things and be relatively open-minded.
The real rule is to not intentionally shit on someone's doorstep.
Yeah, and that's kind of why I tell people, when people get heated and they just want to argue on two sides of a fence, oh, that coin is good. Oh, no, that coin is not good. Then, okay, don't call each other retarded. Coin is good. Why is it good? If the claim is the coin is bad, why is it bad?
Unless, of course, the person is arguing in a way that actually slows down the conversation, because